Yes.
Welcome. Great. We're going to start the meeting then with here on September 9th meeting of the Metroplex Board of Directors. The first item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes of the June 24th meeting. I have a motion. Sharon, need a second? Someone identify themselves if they're calling us online. Brad is going to second. Any comments on the minutes, changes, suggestions, edits? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next up is our treasurer's report. I know Karen is out tonight. Her husband is getting some surgery, so say a prayer that goes well. Her husband Ed has had some health issues in the last year. So give Karen your positive thoughts tonight, and I think Jamie's going to do the treasurer's report.
Yes, I'll run through the report real quickly. This our results through the end of August. You'll see on the income side that on sales tax our variance at $655,000, which really isn't all that bad for the year at this point. We did start out with a bang in the first quarter, as you'll remember, and have been moving along since then. But overall on income, we're falling short at this stage at $831,000. On the expense side, we've been doing very well with all the reductions that have taken place here. And so we're getting a substantial savings of about $121,725. Our cash on hand is in a good position at $2.7 million. Our pre-development report shows that we've really cut off most of our expenditures related to professional services on our projects. It's at $161,000 for the year, so that's very good. And then we have a report on our 29 open projects. If there's any questions, we can answer them.
I have a motion on the treasurer's report. Karen, I need a second. Brad, discussion on the report. I want to thank the staff for bearing with us. We did have to make some cuts that impacted the staff, and some of our parking folks, and we did see a recovery in the sales tax this last quarter. We're watching it very closely. We're watching expenses closely. I want to thank Jamie and Maureen for keeping a close watch on the books, and we'll continue to watch closely and hope for a good recovery in the last quarter of this year, last half of the year. Seeing no other comments on the treasurer's report, all those in favor of adopting the report say aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Thank you all. We have a number of interesting projects. Our message tonight to those who might be watching on television is Metroplex in the county and the city are open for business. We're getting deals done. We're getting projects done. We're here. We're open for business, and we are looking to spur investment and create jobs that are even more badly needed given the economy, given the tough times that we're in. So we'll ask Jane to start with our first project, a project on Center Street in downtown Schenectady.
Center Street is right off of Union Street, right near Broadway in downtown. Thomas and Alexander Land to purchase a property there. Metroplex actually looked at this property a few years ago for some of our parking related services. It's a really nice little building, but in dire need of fix up. So we're planning a $500,000 renovation project that will add 3 apartments, a retail design studio, woodworking, furniture shop. Metroplex's participation is a $50,000 grant plus a extension from sales tax and from mortgage tax. Plans are moving ahead. We've talked to the bank. We've got the banking loan all lined up. So the project is ready to go, and it's a nice addition to downtown Schenectady.
A motion on this, Sharon, second. Brad, you want to make the second? Thank you. Some discussion. I want to thank David for his help on this. This is another company that is coming out of the Clinton Street Mercantile. So they're graduated out of that shared space into their own retail storefront. It's a young couple. They're going to live upstairs with the family. They have been very active in Schenectady. They're really a great example of urban homesteading here. They also are participants in the David, help me out. The Electric City Barn, thank you.
Yep.
They've been, Thomas Bland has been very active with the barn, and just a great couple. I love the name. Their name is Plans, and their business is anything but plan designs. So they're going to have woodworking classes there. This is one of the exciting thing about this is Center Street is an important side street. The Center Street pub across the street is very active, very nice outdoor dining, very busy spot. But this part of Center Street, since Garofalo's closed, has really needed some attention. And it's part of our effort as the main cores of downtown are renovated and restored. We need to focus on some of these side streets. So Center Street's an important street, especially after the unfortunate closure of Garofalo. So we're really excited about this project. Went into hiatus a little bit because of COVID. They're back. They've got their bank financing. They're looking to close and get these renovations underway. As Jamie said, the building is extremely tired now. It's going to be a beautiful addition to downtown once this project is finished, and be happy to answer any questions. Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Okay, we go to the next project. We go up to Crane Street and ask Jamie to summarize the project at 810 Crane.
This is a fix-up of the Marcella Clearance Center at 810 Crane Street. Metroplex's participation was a $50,000 grant. This is a matching grant with the New York State Main Street grant that was awarded to the city. So there's a little bit of Metroplex money, some state money, and of course John Marcella's own money to fix up the property. You'll see from the rendering that would be a tremendous improvement to fix the building. This is one of a series of projects going on Crane Street right now. So kind of one at a time, making a little bit of progress, moving up the street. So it's kind of the continuation of the commercial revitalization taking place there. SRG, the local architects, involved with design. Project looks good. David's been very involved with the project and with a lot of the activities on Crane Street. And with respect to seeker, like 2 action. So the project, another project that's where we go.
A motion on this, Sharon? Need a second? Brad, thank you. I want to thank David for all his work on this. I want to thank John Marcella, who's a very successful Schenectady institution. John talked to me the other day, and he said his sales are actually up. So as people are taking care of their homes or updating their appliances, and this is a very important building on Crane Street. Because we have that Main Street grant that the city won with our help, with David's help, we were able to lessen our contribution to this because we're using OPM here, our people's money, to help with this project. Great established business, going to be a big improvement on Crane Street. It's a major building at Gateway to Crane. Anything else you want to add on this, David?
No, I was up there at Crane Street today, just reviewing the 2 active projects that have already gone through New York Main Street. I saw a gentleman walking out the door with a new microwave. So people are buying from the clearance center there, and it's a great business for the Crane Street Engine Hill Corridor, they're calling it, bringing back the old name.
Great. Any other questions? Happy to entertain any other questions anyone might have. Thank you, David. If not, we'll call the question. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you for your support. We're very excited. We'll relay that to John. Next up, we move to Rotterdam, project that I'm very proud of. We kept working on this in the darkest days of the pandemic with an exciting growing company out of Syracuse. And I'll ask you to talk about the redevelopment of the Sears building in Rotterdam.
So the resolution before you is to hold a public hearing for United Auto Supply's plans to buy the Sears building in Viator, Rotterdam. The building is 103,000 square feet, which I wouldn't have that large, but it would be a separate acquisition, separate from the facility, and they would convert it into a fulfillment and distribution center for auto parts, along with a retail storefront there. Has the potential of creating 150 jobs over the next 5 years. Very successful business in upstate New York. These are their plans for expanding into Western New England. The owner has a very successful and reputable credentials for buying real estate in the Syracuse area and now coming into the Capital District. So it seems like the right people, the right time, the right business And it's certainly interesting to take over a building like Sears and do something with it. Metroplex's participation would be our standard financial assistance from sales tax, mortgage tax.
A motion on this. Nancy, are you there? Do you want to make this from Rotterdam?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone want a second?
I'll second Mike Angelosi.
Thank you, Mike. Jamie really did a great job of summarizing this. We are not going to be like a lot of communities that have retail space that's empty in a mall that is suffering from the retail changes that are going on. We all know we work very hard to get the state to open a major office for the tax department in the old Macy's. That brought 700 jobs to the mall, 700 jobs to the county. We're very proud of that project. And we work very hard on this project through as I said, the depths of the pandemic with Renales from Syracuse. Renale, as Jamie said, he successfully redeveloped the 1 million square foot former PNC warehouse in Syracuse, and also redeveloped a very historic building in Syracuse where Marcellus Casket was once operational. They actually built the casket for JFK, for President Kennedy, but very dedicated to reusing existing buildings. This is the definition of a smart growth project. It's going to have retail, it's going to have e-commerce, it's going to have some distribution. Basically leaves us with a Kmart box to fill at the mall. But I can't say enough about this company. The mall owners have been terrific to work with. We're really pleased to move this forward tonight. I want to thank Supervisor Thomas Owen from Rotterdam and the town planner, Peter Comenzo. They called special meetings of the town zoning board and the planning board that were held in the last week, on a hurry-up basis, following all the rules, of course, to approve a subdivision so that this sale could go forward. So we're going to announce this tomorrow to 150 jobs when we need them most right now during this terrible pandemic and terrible economic downturn. So we're really pleased to move this tonight, and I want to thank everyone for their support. Happy to answer any questions. Seeing none, we'll call the question on the Sears redevelopment project. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next up, we go to Union Street in Schenectady, and I asked Jamie to summarize this retail project.
Right, this is another cool little project for Upper Union Street with redeveloping the former Simon's menswear shop, about 3,000 square feet. Simon's closed right at the start of the pandemic in mid-March. And so plans are by Ann Brenner to set up her business, which she's calling Be Inspired, as a home decor shop, as well as a company coffee shop would be in the place. So it's a local business. It's a very strong neighborhood, as everyone knows. The building was recently purchased by Lou Lisi, local developers. We've got plans for improving the building as well as allowing for additional parking behind the building. Metroplex's role is a $30,000 grant for leasehold improvements and other eligible costs.
Have a motion on this? Aaron, seconded by Brad. I want to thank David for his help on this. Ann's business is now located in the Village of Scotia. She outgrew that space. It's been very, very successful retailer. She had options to move up Route 50 into Saratoga County. We worked to make sure she stayed. We showed her a bunch of different properties. The Simons is just a great fit, good parking. Lisi bought the building. He just renovated recently the City Square. So he's going to be able to make parking available in the City Square lot for this business. The Simons store was a loss to Upper Union. We moved quickly tonight to fill that vacancy and retain that important shopping district in Upper Union Street. That's really a gateway to Schenectady. So we're happy to move this one. I want to thank David for his help and support. I'm happy to answer any questions. Yes,
Does
sir.
that space include Mr. Wasabi?
Mr. Wasabi is in the adjacent space.
Where
And
they stay?
I don't know if he's going to stay or move up the street. Originally this building was going to be demolished and the McDonald's was going to expand. That project wound up being withdrawn from the planning commission, and because they couldn't get approval. So the filling the Simons building quickly became a priority for the upper union bid and for us, the city, and we fill about half of it tonight, but we're not sure whether Mr. Wasabi stays or goes at this point. He was only leaving because the building he thought was going to be torn down. He's been extremely successful. He didn't really want to move. So I think that's something that we'll know more about in the coming weeks. But this fills a key vacancy in Upper Union. We have to keep that district strong. Any other questions? Happy to answer them, or David could help. Seeing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Next, we move to downtown again and talk about our very, very exciting, one of the most exciting projects that I've been involved with since I got here at Metroplex. This is the redevelopment of the Armory as a television production studio, and asking you to make some comments.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone has kind of read about the film production company, the work that they're doing at the Schenectady Armory. Ray will tell you about his tour through there a week or so ago with filming for Modern Love, a Prime, Amazon Prime series that's underway now. The issue here is to try to add some HVAC, particularly air conditioning, to the massive facility. Portable units have been brought in, and so really this is the first stage of kind of bolstering the entire facility. They'll supplement the portable units that are there for the film production that's taking place until the end of the year. But it only covers a portion, but this really kind of meets an immediate need to allow the production to take place. So Metroplex's role is a $75,000 grant, working with the engineers on this with respect to seeker, to type 2 action, and again, another project that's ready to go.
Need a motion on this in a second? Sharon? Brad makes a second. I want to congratulate Ray Legier and his cousin Jeff. They bought the Armory without any tenants, without any plans, really, a few years ago at state auction. We were supportive of them, helped them out with a small amount of funding to put in an elevator and do some other improvements. They listed it with the state film agency as a soundstage to floor space with no columns at the Armory. It's just incredible. It's massive. And they were able to land Amazon Studios, signed a lease to occupy the building. You go there, and it's a closed set, but I was able to tour it. They are building this TV sets in the Armory. This is not an occasional street shoot of a TV show. This is the full production of the program is being done in the Armory and then out on street shots as well around the Capital District and around Schenectady. It brings 130 cast and crew to Schenectady for hotels and restaurants, catering, supplies. It's a great shot in the arm for our tourism industry when they need it most. And it's a great show. If you haven't watched it, I really strongly recommend it. It's a very positive story. I think it's going to reflect well on Schenectady, and it's going to bring us a lot of positive press over it has. And the goal, of course, is to keep it rolling and bring other TV and film productions to the Armory. We feel very strongly that that's going to happen at this point, based on their success. I want to thank the city and the county. When they need something, we've made a parking lot available outside the Armory and fenced it. The county quickly approved the lease for the film studio or for the television production company last night at their meeting. You know, they were getting super service here. You know, they call us, they wanted to look at Wolf's Beer Garden to shoot a scene. We got them into Wolf's yesterday. They wanted to go look at the community college. So we've been getting really super VIP treatment. And I think they love Schenectady at this point, and we're hoping that the company comes back and films other shows here. The production company that's doing the project here is also responsible for the program, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which just received 20 Emmy Award nominations, 20. So this is a very, very positive development for Schenectady. Just really, you can tell by our tone, it's really, really exciting to have that activity at the Armory, and we highly recommend it. I'm happy to answer any questions. Any comments, questions? Seeing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor of the Armory project, say aye.
Well, Neil, did you
Aye.
comment?
Aye.
Yeah, I'd love to see a map of the location. Sometimes it's a little hard to pinpoint exactly. You know, you're saying it's right next to my site entrance, and I'm trying to figure that.
Neil,
down
it's,
the pathway.
it's the Armory. It's the Schenectady Armory, right across from the community college. The Armory.
Did you hear that? Across the Schenectady Army across from the community college.
It's a massive facility. It's on the historic register. It's the incredible thing about it is that they used to drill in the Armory, and so the main gym area, where they use it as they also use it as a sports facility. It's just a massive space with no columns, which lends itself beautifully to television. But it's right. This is really like a tremendous opportunity for our effort to drive development to Lower State Street. At the same time, Union College is sending students to the dormitory that's right next door, across from Union College. So we really have kind of a confluence of this and the mill project coming online. This is like a dream come true for our Lower State Street redevelopment efforts. And it's really exciting. It's if you go by there, you'll see it's a beehive of activity, and it's great for Schenectady. Any other questions?
Nope.
Seeing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. Next up, we talk about selling a small lot downtown on Knott Terrace at Metroplex owns, and we'll follow our property disposition procedures. Ask Jamie to summarize.
Yeah, this is fairly straightforward. It's a small vacant lot on Knott Terrace that I picked up a few years ago, knocked down the building, and it's kind of our standard policy when we get into properties, we look to dispose of it. So we've been working with Chris and David Belizia, who purchased the old Costellos and now converted that into a small office building. They're interested in buying more properties on Knott Terrace, put together an assemblage. So we have the property appraised, came in at $15,000. It really makes for a fairly easy transaction here. So we would be selling the property for $15,000, fair market value, plus any legal fees that we incur, they'll pay for. There's two resolutions. One is the seeker resolution, declaring it a negative declaration. And the second resolution is the authorization to sell the property for $15,000.
I have a motion on the first resolution. Sharon, second. Brad, I want to thank the Melizias for their investment. They built a beautiful building there. They have a tenant secured, and they want to do more. This is an important corridor of Knott Terrace, right across from MVP, right across from the DoubleTree. It needs more work. It needs more attention. There used to be this empty kitchen cabinet store there that was literally falling down and had pieces coming loose in the building. We took strong action and knocked it down, cleared the site, and this is what our goal is, to sell the site for future development and get it back on the tax roll. So we strongly encourage everyone's support of this motion. I'm happy to answer any questions on the first resolution. Any questions? Seeing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor of resolution 1413-20 say aye.
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 Thank you all. And we need a second one. The first resolution was seeker. The second one is actually the authorization to sell. Need a motion on the second resolution. Sharon, first, second, Brad. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Next, we talk about our own office space lease. I'm going to ask James to summarize.
So our current lease expires at the end of 2020. Before that, we were looking for some assistance, and the Blessing Group helped us out quite a bit with some rent relief for the balance of the year, which has been incredibly helpful to us. Part of our cost-saving measures during this difficult time. In turn, we are looking to extend the lease by another 5 years. We enjoy the space here. It's a perfect fit for us and our small staff. You'll see from the write-up right now, we pay about $57,000 a year in rent. Next year would decline by about $5,000 a year, and then it would go back up after that from 2022 through 2025. So it's all very reasonable market rent. We like being part of downtown, of course, and we enjoy our space. The Leslie Group's been terrific to work with and very helpful to us, obviously.
Motion on this, Sharon, second, Brad. This discussion here is, we're currently paying $18.75. That drops to $16 for next year, which is a good concession. We negotiated hard on this, and then goes back up to $18.75. So we really held the rate steady in the out years of the lease. It's only a 5-year lease, right, with extenders again. And we get that nice drop next year to help us during the time of reduced economic activity and sales tax revenue. So we're trying to move this one forward. Happy to answer any questions. Seeing none, we'll call the question on the lease. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you all. Next up, we go to a bond issuance, and there's a series of resolutions from last change this summer.
At the last finance committee meeting, which was on August 19th, there was a discussion about our next bond issuance. This is converting the bond anticipation notes that went through the board the last 2 years, converted into a long-term bond. That would happen sometime in December. So as you know, what results is a sort of a series of board authorizations until we're able to go to market. The market looks very strong at this point. We're feeling good about where we'll end up in December, but these are the first steps that are needed. This is really putting our team together. We did go through a procurement back in 2017 under our policy. We can use the same team again. So the first resolution is retaining bond counsel, Barclay Damon, working with Connie Cal. The second resolution is our financial advisor, Janine Caruso, is terrific to work with. She kind of quarterbacks the whole process. And the third resolution is working with the RBC. They're our placement agent. They're the ones who find buyers for our bonds, which will be around $10 million. The next 2 finance committee meetings will be kind of patching everything down, and we have future board resolutions next month and the month after. So we're just looking to get the team going and try to wrap it up by the end of the year.
Great, thank you. Great.
You want to do it as a bundle?
And we do that to move all 3 resolutions, 14, 16, 14, 17, 14, 18. You have a motion. Karen, second by Brad. Any questions or comments? Thank you all.
I just wanted to make a comment that I think I really have to congratulate the staff and on looking ahead under this circumstance and putting us in a position so that we can still borrow in good situations. And I know there have been sacrifices for it. And I think it's an example. I think it's terrific.
Thank you. And we're hoping to get a great rate because in the market right now, the rates are very positive. We're hoping to get historically low rates, and that's a good thing. This is really the Metroplex model, which is using our bonding capacity to fund projects and move forward. So great comment. Thank you, Brad. Again, we do thank the staff. Any comments or questions from other board members present tonight? Thank you all. Thanks for the support. We'll move them as a package. All those in favor say aye.
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 And any opposed? No, thank you. We'll move on to board comment. I have a couple of comments. Neil sent me an email, made a good point. He asked for an update on a couple of different things that I thought was a very good comment, and happy to give an update on 3 different issues. One is, through this pandemic, we've continued a really almost torrid pace of development at our business parks in the county. That we're actually going to try to pitch this story to the media in the next couple of weeks, because while in the depths of the pandemic, we have completed, with the assistance of the Gillespie Group, about 500,000 square feet of new space, which is really incredible. And that's a 250,000 square feet in Rotterdam at the Rotterdam Corporate Park, and 200,000 square feet, over 200,000 square feet in Glenville at the Glenville Business and Technology Park. That includes the new 100,000 square foot building for Adirondack Beverage and the new 100,000 square foot Belgioso Cheese Factory. These projects didn't miss a day. I mean, they were essential because they're dealing with food and beverages and logistics. And we have prospects now. We're working on several other deals that would add 200,000 more square feet in Rotterdam, And again, the item we passed tonight concerning the former Sears is 103,000 square feet. So, with any luck, we could be up, closer to 800, 900,000 square feet of new space in our business parks that are in the towns this year, and in what is probably the worst year for real estate, commercial real estate in many, many years. So we wanted to make that point. I think Neil makes the point very well that we're surrounding the city. We have a network of smart growth business parks that employ a heck of a lot of people. Our airport business park, our Glenville Business and Technology Park, our Rotterdam Corporate Park, even the small park we're building at the Duanesburg Airport, and others, where we're circling our renewed downtown with places that businesses can grow and expand, and that is all part of our smart growth strategy. So wanted to make that update. Secondly, wanted to give you an update on the Mill Artisan District on Lower State Street. This is our $40 million project with JT Pollard. It's 140,000 square feet. We're pleased to tell you that only 2,000 square feet is available for lease out of the 140. We're pleased to tell you that TCOs have been issued for all of the space within the complex, except for the community college's space because of COVID. Their own fit up was delayed. The fit up is being done by the college, and a new distillery, which was planned, as COVID took place. So the new distillery is not finished. But for those two spaces, the $40 million Lower State Street, Frog Alley, Mill Artisan District is basically complete. You'll be interested to know the complex includes 74 apartments. We talked to JT today. He actually sent us a list. 66 of the 74 apartments are filled. Again, we were marketing apartments in the height of the pandemic. And we were also marketing apartments to people in an active construction site, very active construction site. So we congratulate JT Pollard and his team and the folks at BDL Construction who have been incredible throughout this whole thing. Again, a project that did not stop, that continued as soon as it was legal for them to go forward. They jumped back into the job. It's an incredible complex. It's our anchor tenant. If you haven't been there, if you want a tour, please let us know. We'd love to show you that site. Next, Neil made a point that we've been completing or getting ready to complete the DRI project, the $10 million that was awarded to downtown Schenectady. I will send everyone this has been in the paper, it's been covered widely in the media, but there is a final list of projects that's been agreed to by the DRI committee and is being forwarded to the state. We had a lot of input on that process. We think the process has gone well. And I'll show you all you get a sense of, this is a big OPM win for Metroplex. We really get everything we wanted funded, and our match that we are responsible for on some of these projects is very, very small. So basically, we're just getting a huge windfall of state money to help continue the momentum in downtown Schenectady. So I will send around tomorrow with Jennifer's help a good summary of the DRI so that you can all if you have any questions, please call me. One final item is, and it's kind of an exciting thing, is you all know that the casino is reopening today. It's been tough for them. They've been closed since March. There are 1,000 employees there, good paying jobs those folks have been out of work. In celebration of the fact that the casino is opening, we work with Jennifer and the city. We want to thank Chris Wallen, the city engineer, who's tremendous. We are lighting up the bridge that crosses Erie Boulevard. This is a project that we've been working on for several years. It's really the last phase of the train station project, but that big, black, ugly bridge that crosses Erie at Union Street will be lit up tonight in blue. We wanted green, but the mayor wanted blue, so he won out. I thought green would be more appropriate because green is the color of money, and we're welcoming the casino back to town, but we're lighting the bridge up blue tonight. I'm going to hopefully drive by there shortly. And all of the other lighting fixtures downtown that you all know about also will be the same color. The Amtrak station and the garage area and the City Hall spire, the tower And our ability to coordinate this lighting is something that's very, very exciting. So drive by the bridge and check it out. Hopefully it'll look nice, better than it has. It's just kind of a nondescript piece of architecture right now. That's it from my desk. Any comments from the board on any other things? Sharon, go ahead.
I'd just like to say congratulations to Neil, president of my side.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, nice picture in the paper today. Very nice. Any other comments from the board on any subject?
Ray, just a question from Neil. Who makes the decision on these DRI projects? Who's the decision maker?
So the committee had its input. We had a lot of public input. We had if you really want to see a good summary of everything that's gone on, check out Schenectady DRI, Google that, and go to our Schenectady DRI website that Jennifer's done a great job maintaining. That website's gotten almost about 5,000 visits since the start of the DRI process, which we're very pleased about. And the recommendations go on to the state, the New York State Department of State, and Empire State Development, the State Economic Development Agency, and they actually take the final list of projects and make the final awards. We would expect the governor or the lieutenant governor to come in later this year, early next year, and actually announce the final list of awardees. So it is a very good question, Neil. It's the state that makes the final cut, but the project list goes forward from the community process that the state mandates and sets up. A little bit cumbersome, but we worked through it. It's been a lot of work starting earlier this year. A lot of public meetings, a lot of efforts, and I really want to thank Jennifer, who's been a godsend. Any other questions or comments from the board on any other matters?
Ray, I could say, Nancy, I just want to say congratulations to, I mean, you all, you've done a phenomenal job throughout this pandemic. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around all that's been accomplished and all that's yet to come. But I just think that it can't be said enough that, man, Metroplex is on a roll like never before. And I'm just so proud to be a part of it. And I want to thank you all.
Thank you. And we have a great team here. Again, we lost some of our momentum, no question about it, because of this pandemic. We were, in February, we had more people employed in the county than any time in the county's history. We were making announcements weekly. This was a setback. This was a major setback, no question about it. But we have regained our footing, and we are back in active deal mode, as the agenda tonight showed. And our announcement about Sears tomorrow will hopefully be the first of many to come. And we need the jobs. We're looking at a 13% unemployment rate in this county right now, which is horrific. And so every job is precious to us, and we've got to keep moving forward and work even harder than before. So thank you for that comment, Nancy. It's very generous. Any other comments from the board? Seeing that we're on track for our October meeting, which is October 14th, I believe, the second Wednesday, regularly planned meeting. We will send information again, whether hopefully good health and fortune will be upon us, and we can have more folks together in our room. We want everyone to stay well and safe, and we appreciate everyone's time and attention tonight. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Sharon, seconded by Brad. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much. Be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.